Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from Radio 1.
Luke Coutinho. Luke, welcome back.
Thanks, Annie. How are you doing?
Good. Well, he is an expert when it comes to lifestyle diseases. He's an author. In fact, there is a new book that he launched just a few weeks ago with actress Tamanna. We're going to also touch upon that sometime later. But last week, if you remember, he introduced us to the circadian rhythm of life. The circadian rhythm is something that is the most natural form of living, the most natural lifestyle that one can actually be acquainted with and also become a part of. And how do we go about doing it? It may sound a little difficult in the beginning, but you know what? Here is why Luke is with me to kind of break it all down and make it simpler. Luke, you explain what the rhythm is. Something that is very natural, something that we are attuned to, like any musical tune. You know, like the rhythm of life that we are all associated with and we feel. So it's more to do with, I think, getting in touch with ourselves. One of the points, the first points, if you'd like to, point out or rather put down as the main feature of the circadian rhythm of life, what will that be?
So Andy, the first point is we got to remember sunset to sunrise. Okay, two beautiful parts of our day and has every scientific connection with the working of the human body. So if we want to start living the circadian way, the first thing is, can we eat dinner with sunset or at least within an hour after sunset? So like right now, I'm in Goa, sunsets at 7:02. So can I have my dinner anytime between 6:45 and 7:15 or even an hour after sunset? So by 8 o'clock, can I be done with my dinner, which is very doable for most of us. Okay, so that's the first thing that we do. And then sunrise. We don't eat anything until sunrise. Of course, if you're a diabetic patient or your doctor requires you to eat to take certain medication, depending on your condition, then don't follow this. But for everyone else, do not eat from sunset to sunrise or 1 hour after sunset to sunrise. Now, when you wake up in the morning, keep an hour from wake up. Try to wake up with sunrise or before sunrise. And then an hour later, you can start eating. Now, this is based on the simple, beautiful science of the human body. We all know that digestion starts to slow down automatically after sunset. We also know today that medical science is showing us that the pancreas produce lesser digestive enzymes post-sunset. So now imagine having a heavy late night meal, but your body doesn't have the ability to produce the right amount of enzymes, which is why heavy meals at night make us feel sluggish, acidic, heavier. We have indigestion, acidity, flatulence. So that's the first rule, sunset to sunrise. So sunrise is a beautiful time in the day when our metabolism is changing. We wake up, our cortisol levels are higher, adrenaline is higher. And when we wake up in the morning, of course, we you sip your water, you go to the bathroom, so finish all your morning rituals and then the digestive system. If you're not fasting and you're a morning person where you feel hungry, do it. Now, some people say that, hey, Luke, after sunrise, I'm not hungry. That's okay. You can fast longer, but listen to your body. So by doing sunset to sunrise, you also achieve 12 beautiful hours of something called the circadian fast. And those 12 hours can be as powerful as 16 to 18 hours of intermittent fasting that people do at different timings every day, because that's out of line with the circadian rhythm unless you're doing it at the same time every day. So that's the sunset to sunrise, the first way of moving towards the circadian way of living. Now, how this affects the body is tremendous. We've seen people's blood sugar levels correct. People say, Luke, I'm sleeping deeper at night because I'm having an earlier dinner. People wake up energetic and not hungry. Most people say that I'm not hungry when I wake up. I can actually go on for another hour or two. They wake up feeling light. Water retention is down. Blood pressure is better. Blood sugar levels on wake up is much, much better. So it impacts people in different ways on the simple science that you give 12 hours of a beautiful rest to your digestive system, which otherwise is constantly working because we're constantly eating, munching on snacks, grazing through the day. The digestive system doesn't get a chance to. So that's how it is, Annie. That's the first step.
That is beautiful. So you're also suggesting that ideally we should wind up the day a little after sunset, not maybe work too hard. But what about people who live such a difficult and tough urban lifestyle? We know that work kind of pulls us late into the night. What do we do then? I have early dinner. I have to dinner, say by 8, like you said. But I'm working really hard and I'm burning calories in the sense because my mind is also put to work and I feel hungry. What do you do then? How do you train your mind? Or do I just put something into my stomach or into my mouth a few hours just before bed or whatever? How do you tackle that?
Right. See, the circadian way of living will obviously not suit many, many people. Pilots, doctors, nurses, shift workers. So for those who can do it, great. For those who need to work late into the night, then I will have a heavier dinner, an earlier dinner, but I would have more macros. People try to tend to keep the dinner as the lightest meal. But if I have a heavier dinner, if I have more protein and more fat, that can sustain me for 4 to 6 hours without even feeling hungry. So I can play around with my macros. And the circadian way is for people who really want to make a difference in their life. Today, I have billionaires and jet set and the busiest people who are living the circadian way. They have their dinner and they get back to work. And they've trained their mind. It's the same way when you train your mind for a religious fast. You do it. Everything is up to the mind at the end of the day. But if you eat like a salad and then you're awake for 6 hours, you're bound to feel hungry. So increase your macros, especially if you're going to be working late into the night and burning more and more calories. So I also say that you don't have to do this all the time. It's not practical. What about your weekends? So do it at least maybe Sunday night, Thursday night, enjoy Friday and Saturday. Keep a balance. But for people who are sick, people who want to do anything to get better, people who may not have social lives and they're happy being home and happy, there are many people like that. I'm one example. I don't like going out. So it's easy for me not to have to eat late night meals. So the whole point is everyone's different. But when you fit yourself into the system, everything starts to adjust beautifully according to the cycles of nature.
That's beautiful. That's the very first point. So eat a little within an hour after sunrise and eat within an hour actually before sunset. That's ideal, or at least within an hour after sunset. So look, you explained the first point already. Moving on to the second point of the circadian rhythm of life. What is it that we've got to look into?
Okay, so people are not really going to like this answer. I didn't like it too for a while, but I got adjusted to it. And that is learning to put your gadgets off, your phones, your television, your iPads, whatever it is that you use, at least an hour before bedtime. And the science is real and the effects are even better when you do it. So what happens is, when we watch, after the sun sets, we automatically start to produce melatonin. Melatonin is a sleep hormone. It's an anti-cancer hormone. It's got fantastic names because of the magic it does for us when it's produced. Melatonin is triggered off by darkness. So when the sun sets, okay, it's a different thing that all our lights come on again. But that's why we have to have dark, dimmer lights, yellow light more than white light and blue light. So when you're looking at your gadgets right before bedtime, the blue light actually suppresses melatonin. So instead of us producing more, it suppresses it. So, by putting off your gadgets, you allow melatonin to actually start producing more effectively an hour before bed. So actually, when you go to bed, there's a possibility that you can fall asleep faster and into a deeper level of sleep. A lot of people say, Luke, I can watch TV and look at my phone and fall asleep. And it is true, you can. That's because you're tired. You're physically tired. You're fatigued. But you may not get deep sleep, which can affect you. And more than that, we want to use melatonin. Melatonin has a fantastic function today. Its job is also to work with the immune system, not just put us to sleep. It puts us to sleep so that your immune system can be trained. Inflammation can come down. And from a world of cancer, it's also called the anti-cancer vaccine. The anti-cancer vaccine, yes, because melatonin's job is to move around the body, identifying abnormally behaving cells, proliferations of cells, which are possibly tumors. So that's the job of melatonin. Now, why wouldn't we want to use this powerful hormone and, in terms of suppressing it? So for everyone to use their gadgets, but if you actually plan your day, that was the most difficult thing for me to do, to put my gadget off an hour before bedtime. But it just forces you to plan your day better. So I've planned my Netflix, I've planned my client calls, I've planned my Instagram time. And 1 hour before bedtime, I have another plan for that 1 hour, which doesn't require a gadget. So I can journal, spend time with the family, meditate, go for a walk in the garden, just sit out on the balcony, plan something for that 1 hour that you're not going to have your gadgets. If you don't have a plan, you're going to break the rule and take your gadget. So plan an event or something to happen. And it's the easiest thing. If you can't do 1 hour, start off with 30 minutes at least, and then make it an hour later. And after a couple of days, you're going to find your sleep is way deeper than it ever used to be. And you wake up feeling like $1 billion.
Ooh, so 1 hour before bed and 1 hour soon after you wake up, you should not be going anywhere close to a blue screen, anything that emits blue light, because you want the melatonin hormone to do its job the best, and we all need it. There's nothing that can be more beautiful than the fact that melatonin is this anti-cancer vaccine sort of a job that it does, and it's available for free. I like it, and I'd like to repeat what you said right in the beginning when we started this conversation last week, Luke, that when we have this free and available for each and every one of us, why can't we make use of it? The beauty of nature. Thank you so much for today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from Radio 1.